Good Sunday morning, Facebook and YouTube. How you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy. I hope you are having a great weekend. It is a 3-day weekend for a lot of people. It's MLK weekend as well, and hopefully you will do something that the late great Dr. King would want you to do on your day off. Be of service, whatever that service may be to your fellow man or to an organization. Be of service to someone, to your fellow man. How about that? But again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Again, we hope you're having a great weekend. And today we're talking NFL Divisional playoffs. We talking about what went down on Saturday and what we got coming up on today. Got two big ones today, and we had two entertaining games. Well, the second game wasn't quite as entertaining last night, but the first one damn sure was. But before we get to that, you know the preliminaries, Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you come in, like, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching me on YouTube, that is Kendrick Sports Hustle, as well as TFG Sports Media. Make sure you like and follow them both on Facebook, and also follow me on Instagram at Kendrick1969. And you can follow me on TikTok if you're on that platform at Kendrick Anderson 51, where I am live right now. And we got quite a few people in the chat over here. Sally is in the chat. She's heartbroken about Bo Nix. If you don't know about Bo, appreciate that follow, Sally. Bo Nix is done for the postseason. He has a broken ankle. We're going to talk about what's next for the Broncos because they are now in the AFC Championship game. What's up, Sonny? Thank you for the follow. Who else in here? What's up, man? The Bears win today. Tyler has joined the chat. Albert has joined the chat over here in TikTok. Y'all make sure y'all tell me where you watching from. Niners called the 41ers now. Oh, damn, Mari, that's cold. That's cold today. I'm not going to poke fun because my Packers are fishing. So I really can't poke fun at nobody because we on Lake Varnell where the catfish are delicious. So, yeah, I'm going to kind of give some of these teams the business, but I'm just going to tell y'all, come on, get your fishing pole. Come join my Packers and the rest of us in this boat, on this yacht. We on Lake Varnell, and we catching catfish. And again, the catfish are delicious. So y'all come on over here. Make sure you bring your worm, your bait. You bring your own bait. I can't buy your bait for you. You got to make sure you bring your own bait, bring your own bologna sandwiches and crackers and all that good stuff. But again, we're gonna talk sports real quick. We're gonna get it done. So if you haven't followed me on TikTok, if you're on YouTube and Facebook, man, make sure you follow me over here. It goes down in the chat. So let's get down to it. We got all the preliminaries out of the way. Let's talk about the NFL divisional playoff games. Let's start with yesterday's. Let's start with the first one on yesterday. We had the Broncos and the Bills. Bills visiting the Broncos. The Broncos got the victory 33-30 in overtime over the Bills. And man, let me tell you, this game was quite entertaining. Joseph over on TikTok says he believes the Bills got robbed. I don't know. I wouldn't say they got robbed, but I would say this: if you turn the ball over 5 times, you're probably not going to win. And I'm just going to be honest with you because there are always going to be questionable calls. Let's go and keep it funky. I know everybody feels some type of way about that interception. That defensive back wrestled it away from Brandon Cooks. And I looked at it quite a few times myself. At first, I thought it was a catch, but then again, he didn't complete. From what I read, the referee's reasoning is he didn't complete the catch. He was trying to, and while he was trying to complete the catch, the DB wrestled the ball away from him and came up with it. That's what the referee says. That was what they saw. We all probably don't have the same vision. I'm quite sure all our vision, we don't 2020. So we're gonna see things probably through a different lens. At first I thought it was a complete catch, but after I watched it over and over again, I think he got that ball away from him before he completed the catch. Now again, this ain't baseball because I think the tie goes to the runner. If I'm not mistaken, the tie goes to the runner, right? My baseball fans, but this ain't baseball, so it don't work like that. Nah. So again, you can say that that wasn't that didn't decide the game though. Let's be honest with you. The Bills turned over five their opportunities, far as the Bills did, to put this game away. And when you're on the road, you got to. You can't leave any margin for error. You can't leave any margin for error when you're on the road. Yeah. So you got to put a team away. And the Bills hung in there. They had their opportunities. They just couldn't finish the deal. But the bigger story now is that Bo Nix. The Broncos are their starting quarterback is done. He has a broken ankle, and now guess who's the backup that takes over from here on out? That if they get past out of the championship round, the AFC Championship game, is Jarrett Stidham. Jarrett Stidham now will be the starting quarterback for the Broncos moving forward. Head coach Sean Payton said he has faith in Stidham. Stidham hadn't played a lot of football in the last couple of years. Let's go Rams. I see you, Sonny. Mike Stern said he believed the Bills are the better team. And you should believe that. But let's be honest, Mike, I'm sorry. A lot of times in football, the best team doesn't win all the time. It's the team that plays the best that day. So it's about who's the best team that day. It ain't necessarily about who's the best team. It's who's the best team that day. And who makes plays. And again, the Bills had their opportunities, ladies and gentlemen, and they just didn't. Those 5 turnovers that killed them. That really hurt them, man. Because the Bills was running the football on this Broncos defense. I think the Bills had 183 rushing yards. James Cook was giving them the business. And that one drive the Bills put together where they used the clock, I was like, okay, the Bills is probably about to win this game. Yeah, but they couldn't finish the deal. They allowed their home team to stay in this game, and this is where we are. Y'all make sure y'all tap that screen over here on TikTok. Get them likes up. I appreciate the love. I see we got Bears fans in the house, and we're going to talk about the Bears and the Rams and the Texans and the Patriots here in a minute. Fumble before half was their downfall. Don, that's a big thing too. Yeah, losing that fumble before the half and the Broncos being able to get 3 off of that was definitely a momentum changer too. Again, so those turnovers hurt the Bills. As far as Josh Allen, he was 25 for 39, 283 yards, 3 TDs, 2 interceptions, and 2 fumbles, man. Those fumbles, those turnovers hurt. That did him in. But he did all he could do. Again, James Cook, 24 rushes for 117 yards. The Bears, they were there. I'm sorry, the Bears. The Bills, they were there. They just couldn't finish the deal. As far as the Broncos, man, Marvin Mims Jr. showed up. We was wondering about their receiving core. More so, people were talking about the Bills not having any receivers. Well, the Broncos, Marvin Mims Jr. showed up, 8 receptions, 93 yards, a touchdown. Cortland Sutton had 4 receptions and 53 yards. The Broncos didn't run the football that well either. The Bills defense kind of shut that Broncos run game down. Sergio says the Bills said, "I'm taking you down with me." And another question says the question is how Stafford going to play in that weather in Soldiers Field. We're going to get to that because we know a lot of people talking about the cold weather in the Rams. I looked up a stat about that. We're going to talk about that. But again, the Broncos got the win. Exciting game, 33-30 in overtime over the Bills. So now the Broncos await the winner of the the Texans and the Patriots for the that game, which will go down in Denver. Again, goes lose their starting quarterback, Bo Nix, for the season with a broken will be the guy. Now, what's next for the Bills? Well, man, they just got to reload and try it again. Was this Josh Allen's best opportunity with not having to face Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, such and such? We don't care about Cole. Let's go, Rams. I'll see you, Sonny. We're going to talk about that. So, again, that was a big game. Again, now the Broncos are in their first AFC Championship game in a minute. And that was their first playoff win in a decade. So, they are back in the saddle again. No pun intended. Now, let's talk about last night's game, the Seahawks and the 49ers. Oh my goodness. And I picked both the teams I picked to win, they won, but I wasn't expecting the Seahawks to put a 41 piece on the 49ers. I appreciate that follow, Andrew. Thank you. Much love to you. What's up, Alexander? I see Pat's Nation in the house. A 41 piece on the 49ers, and we should have known that this game was probably going to go off the rails for the Seahawks when Rashid Shaheed, the former Saint, took the opening kickoff for 95 yards and a touchdown, and that kind of for these Seahawks to this game turn into something that I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting a blowout at all. Obviously, these two teams know each other very well. They are NFC West division rivals, and there, you have it. Hey, my good brother Deshaun Williams watching on Facebook. He says, "We not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Rams down." That's a big Rams fan over there that's watching, my good brother Sean Williams on Facebook. So again, last night's drubbing by the Seahawks. I don't think. What's up, Droopy? Good Sunday rising to you. I don't think any of us expected that. This was the second most lopsided playoff loss in Niners history. They lost it to the New York Giants. I think that happened back in like 1986 or something like that. No one wants to play the Seahawks. You might be right. Yeah. What's up, El Senor Rocco? Good Sunday morning to you, my friend. Chewy is in the house. Good rising to you. Go Bear. We got these Bears in here thick and thieves. I knew it. I knew y'all were coming. What's up, Randy? How you doing? Good rising to you, champ. Appreciate the heart, El Senor Rocco. What's up, Tori? Good Sunday to you. How you doing? But the Seahawks, man, I think that's the one team that kind of flew under the radar for a lot of us, but they've played some great football. There was a question if Sam Darnold would be able to play and how effective he would be. Well, they really didn't need him to be that effective yesterday. He was 12 for 17 for only 124 yards and one touchdown. Running back Kenneth Walker, the second, the third, I believe, he had 3 touchdowns on the ground. I mean, listen, the Seahawks defense throttled that 49ers offense, man, and it really wasn't much of a game. And, I don't want to bring this up, but I got to. 49ers was a walking mass unit. At this point, we are injured. They lost George Kittle last week to Achilles injury. They didn't have linebacker Fred Warner or defensive end Nick Bosa. But again, you know the saying, next man up. And you just got to go out there and play. And the Seahawks, again, I think this team is going to be tough to beat in Seattle. My good brother Sean Williams know about Seattle. He used to live in Seattle, so he know how that playing in that stadium and the noise level. What's up, Jaden? Drake May. He say Drake May got it. He bringing the strength. We gonna see in a few hours. But the Seahawks, man, they just did their thing. And, as far as the 49ers, considering all the injuries they had, what can you say about that team? Appreciate the follow. The Nasty Natty. I like that name, the Nasty Natty. Yeah. So, again, that was a rout. Purdy, he was 15 of 27, only 140 yards, 1 interception. The Niners had 3 turnovers. The Seahawks ran the ball for 175 yards. So, again, they didn't need Sam Darnold to do much yesterday because their run game was on point. The 49ers only got 2 field goals. And, I know the Niners, what's that saying? Bang, bang, Niner gang. Where they didn't have enough ammunition last night. They was only bang because there wasn't no bang, bang at all as far as the 49ers. For to talk about something, we don't care. Move on to the Rams. Jay says they mentally, physically, systematically owned the Niners. They were confident and energetic, impressive. Well said. James Hemmer gave the thumbs up. Bang, bang. They lost again. Larry Legend. Yeah. So, again, that was the dud of last night. But I did pick the Seahawks to beat the Niners 24-14. Obviously, they put a 41 piece on them. And I did pick the Broncos to beat the Bills 20-16, and that ended up being 33-30 in overtime. So let's move on to today's games. Jay, appreciate the follow. And you're a Packer fan, so you get love over here. I always got to say, I'm a Packers fan. If you don't know, now you know. Packers, Wisconsin born, Texas raised, baby. Bruce City. What's up, Nick? Go Texans. I see you. And so I got to let that be known. So I know my Bears and Vikings and Lions fans normally be thick as thieves over here on my chat on TikTok, giving me the business. Oh, yeah, I hate them with every fiber of my being, Grizzly. Damn them Bears. Tony says, hell no, nah, Bear down. I see you, Tony. So let's talk about the first game we got today. Let's talk about the Texans, number 5 seed, at those New England Patriots, the number 2 seed. Actually, Drake May, his NFL debut was versus the Texans, if you didn't know, back around 15 months ago. And the Texans put a 41-piece on the Patriots at that time. That's 41-21. That was Drake May's first NFL start. But again, that was 15 months ago. That ain't got nothing to do with what's going to happen today. Because it's going to be cold in Foxborough, by the way. It's going to be cold. 36 degrees with a wintry mix at kickoff at 2 p.m. So you better make sure you got all your essentials on. It's snowing now, merrily. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be that type of weather down there in Foxborough for the Texans at Patriots. Now the Patriots are the last time they made it and I ain't trying to put the horse before the cart before the horse, I should say. The Patriots hadn't been to an AFC Championship game since 2018, so they looking to do that for the first time in almost 8 years. This team, the Patriots, went from worst to first in a year. So you shout out to the Patriots and they head coach Mike Vrabel came in and turned this thing around for the Patriots. And they playing some good football. They confident. But I think they're gonna have their hands full today. I think the Texans, they are probably the hottest team in the league. They won. I think most of the Houston Texans aren't from warm weather states, right? Yeah, I had to tell somebody that. I was like, just because it's a Houston Texans don't mean all the players on the Texans are from Texas. A lot of them players have played in cold weather before. So it ain't like this is going to be something new. Matter of fact, C.J. Stroud played at Ohio State, so he know a little bit about cold weather. So is weather going to be a factor to a certain degree, but it ain't going to be the biggest factor between these matchups of these two teams. Now the Texans, again, I said it's probably the hottest team in the league. They started out 0-3. They have now won 10 games in a row. So we gonna see. We get cold weather here. It's 30 in Houston right now. Yeah, I'm in Tyler, Texas, and it's 25 degrees right now here in Tyler. We don't get it that often, but we get it. We ain't getting snow and wintry mix and all that. We get that every now and then, but we get it. So there you have it. So the Texans have the top rated defense in the league. And the Patriots have the highest scoring offense in the AFC at 28.8 points per game. But that Texans defense, ladies and gentlemen, I must say, though, that defense is straight dogs. The Texans defense, I appreciate that follow, Lakenius. I said this the other day. Again, in my mind, here's the key to this game for the Patriots. Y'all got to keep Danielle Hunter and y'all got to keep Will Anderson Jr. in check. If you don't keep them in check, those two plus that defensive tackle, y'all gonna be in for a long day. Needs faded. You're right, and the Texans need C.J. Stroud to play better. Appreciate that follow, Mitchell. Thank you, James. Appreciate that follow. Yeah, and Petrie. Yeah. So again, now the run game with the weather being like it is, 36 degrees, possibly with a wintry mix, you're probably going to want to run the football as much as possible, but you're going to have to throw it every now and then too. Yeah. So that's going to be the key. The Patriots offensive line versus the Texans defensive line. Who wins that? And then two again for the Texans, and I said this last week. CJ Stroud can't play like he played last weekend. He got to play better. He can't be giving the ball up. He can't be fumbling and throwing interceptions and all that. Yeah, he's gonna have to do that. Especially now with the Texans offensively, they're gonna be missing some key guys. They missing Nico Collins and wide receiver Justin Watson. Both of them will not play today. Concussion for Nico Collins. So that's gonna be one of his weapons he's going to be without. That is CJ Stroud. So you're probably going to have to try to get Dalton Schultz a little bit more involved. His tight end. He's going to have to get him more involved. And I think they're going to have to no, I'm not a betting man. Yeah, who you betting on? Tufu by. Yeah, I bet a drink or two, but I don't do all that. Yeah, that's the key. Tony says that's the key in Chicago too. Run and make them quit. So again, the number 5 seed Texans at the number 2 seed Patriots. Again, that kicks off at 2 p.m. on ESPN ABC. Again, the weather is going to be snowing at 30 degrees. We're going to see who's going to handle the elements the best, especially the Texans, because people are going to be watching to see how they handle these elements. And again, I'm a Packers fan, but I ain't going to lie. I'm rooting for the Texans. That's my team. I want to see them go somewhere. That's who I want to see. That's what I want to see. You hadn't found your angle yet? Okay. My Patriots practice in this. You right. Matter of fact, let me see. I wanted to say, I think the Patriots are 3-point favorites. The last I checked, the Patriots opened up as 3-point favorites, and I think that's legit. So the Texans are looking to get to their first AFC Championship game. Never been there. Patriots are looking to get to their first one since 2018. So it's been a minute. Yeah, low key was Broncos versus Refs. Okay. What's up, Commanders fan? I see you. Yeah, we fishing. I didn't look at the over-under Tufu by my bad, but I do know that the Patriots open up as 3-point favorites. I didn't look at the over and over. Bear down. I see you, just the tip. And you right on cue, just the tip, which I like that. I know what you're talking about. Let's talk about the late game. 5:30 kickoff on NBC Peacock. Number 5 seeded LA Rams at the number 2 Chicago Bears. Damn it. Them damn Bears. Bear down. See, here they come. Just like when you turn the lights on and you got roaches. They coming they all over the place. Chewy says it's going to be a good game. Go Bears. Grizzly says it's Chicago. Yay. Big Man says I got the Rams. Chris Holmes laughing. Grizzly laughing. Yeah, I know y'all laughing at me. Sonny Ricks is thick up in here. He's a Rams fan. But that's going to be a good one, too. Speaking of which, speaking of opening up as a favorite, this was a shocker to me. The Rams open up as a 3.5-point favorite, my Bears fans. Puka is that dog. He definitely is. Yeah, the roaches, Grizzly. You know what I'm talking about. You'd have been over some – never mind. You'd have been over somebody's house and they got roaches and you turn the lights on and here they come. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm getting sidetracked. But the Rams at the Bears – and let's stay on this cold weather because we were talking about that with the Patriots and the Texans. I looked up to the forecast. It's going to be 19 degrees at kickoff in Chicago. It's going to be 19 degrees at kickoff. That's freaking cold. But again, that ain't nothing unusual for Chicago at this time. Again, I was born in Milwaukee, just to let you guys know. I'm from the 414. So I know about this damn cold weather in January. So it ain't nothing new. You know, it is what it is. But the thing is, the Rams are 1-6 in cold weather games. The Rams are 1-6 in cold weather games. Now, let me give you some context, though, to that fact. That ain't got nothing to do with none of these Los Angeles Rams on this team. You know, that's from Team Ass. That the Rams as a whole don't play well in cold weather. But those were previous Rams teams. It ain't this one. So we don't know what we're going to get. That's just a fact that came up. So we're going to see what happens in Chicago with the Rams and the Bears. The Bears lead this overall series in history. They lead this series 55 wins, 39 losses, 3 ties. The last time these two teams met, that is the Rams and the Bears. The Rams got the victory 24-18 at Chicago, but that was back in September of 2020. 24. Now, the Rams got the number 1 rated NFL offense in the league. They're 7th in rushing the ball, they're 1st in passing, and they're 1st in scoring. The Bears defense, they're 29th overall in the league. They're 27th against the rush, they're 22nd against the pass, and they're 23rd in scoring. So that's going to be the key. Can the Rams do something in this cold weather versus this somewhat mediocre Bears defense? We're going to see. Keep your eye on that. But here's another key stat for this matchup too. The turnover differential. That is a team that takes the ball away and a team that gives it up. The turnover differential, the Rams are plus 11. So they create turnovers. They don't turn the ball all over much. The Bears are plus 22. They don't turn the ball over very much, but they take it away a whole damn lot. The Bears are 1st in the league in takeaways. You right, MIA. Again, and they lead the league in that turnover differential at plus 22. The Bears led the league in interceptions with 23, in takeaways with 33. Again, with turnover differential at plus 22, and they only turned the ball over 11 times. Now, that's going to be key in this cold weather game. You ain't trying to turn the ball over like that. So we're going to see what happens. Now, Bears quarterback Caleb Williams, he's been the subject of a whole lot of, is he that dude? Is he that guy? Is he a bust? Is he the next coming of Jim McMahon or whatever? I think Caleb Williams has played solid. I think this season he's got the right coach. I think Ben Johnson, as much as it pains me to say this, Bears fans, because I'm a Packer fan and I can't stand y'all, you know it, but I respect you. I respect the Bears. I can't stand you, but I respect you. We appreciate the follow, metalhead. I think Caleb Williams has finally got the guy. They got the guy leading the team, Ben Johnson, that has put him in a scheme that works for him. And Caleb Williams has delivered. He's had 7 comeback wins this season. And one of them against us last week and a couple of weeks ago. So Caleb Williams is in that zone. Sometimes, you know, in the NBA, when you see a guy that's getting hot and he's scoring, he's in that zone. Caleb Williams is in that zone. I see you, Tony. Bear down. Damn it. I see you. Did the Falcons hire the right guy? We'll see. He's talking about Kevin Stefanski. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, the Falcons hired Kevin Stefanski on last night. Stidham is coming to watch out for the unknown. Okay, all right, we'll go see. Appreciate that share, Jonathan. Appreciate the gift too. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about my picks. I'm gonna give my picks here in just a second. But the Bears did lose a couple of key players last week. I will say they lost linebacker TJ Edwards. He's done. I think they lost him to a broken fibula or something like that. And they also lost left tackle Ozzie Trapillo to a knee injury. So those are going to be 2 big losses for the Bears. As far as the Rams, they don't really have any serious injuries they dealing with, so they should be going in. But back to Caleb Williams again. He worked us last week. I can't even front. He did. 361 yards passing. And he had 2 TDs, especially that big one. Yep, he did us in that fourth quarter. He damn sure did. So, you know, will that magic continue versus the Rams on today? We're gonna see. We're gonna see. And I think this game is gonna come down to, can the Rams offense put up some points in this cold weather? Can they take advantage of that mediocre Chicago Bears defense? It's not they're not good against the run. They're not that good against the pass, but they can turn you over. Yeah. Well, I hope they trying to switch up on Dan Campbell. Why? I don't see why they trying to switch up, but you know fans are. Yeah. Just as we can, just as we did in Philly, from Chicago, live in Dallas. Okay, that ball would feel like a rock. Appreciate that. Appreciate the gifts, Don Juan. That's what's up. So what's my picks? Everybody wants to know what's my picks. So yeah, that's the end. I might as well go ahead and tell you. Appreciate the follow, MT Grizz 92. My pick. Let's start with the first game. Texans at the Patriots at 2 p.m. I'm rolling with the Texans. Yep. I'm rolling with the Texans. I think they're going to get it done. That's the team I'm sort of rooting for. I ain't emotional about it, but I think they're gonna get it done. I just think that defense can carry this team. I think I think they go the Patriots they're gonna struggle a little bit offensively. Of course, all stale. I know what you have. But I'm going with the Texans 24-20. And as far as this late game, the Rams at them Bears, my Rams fans, y'all already know. Do I have to say who I'm picking? And I'm not picking this because I don't like the Bears. I really do think I think the Rams are gonna win this game. I think it's gonna be a couple of points scored, but I think the Rams gonna win this. I think they're gonna get make that cold weather game fact null and void. I think the Rams are gonna win this game. I picked the Rams 30-20 over the Bears. So that means that we have a Rams Seahawks NFC Championship game in Seattle, and we will have a Texans at the Broncos AFC Championship game in the Mile High City. Now, I ain't gonna say that those are my picks. Now, and I will come back on here if I miss my picks and say, "Yo, I missed it. Oops, my bad." I will come on live and say that, "Yep, I missed it." Yep. So don't get it twisted. I ain't the type of sports guy or analyst or whatever I don't give myself that title, analyst, whatever. I'm not the kind of guy to come on here and not say when I missed that. Yep, I damn sure missed that. Whoops. We got some analysts that don't want to admit that I watch. I'm sure you watch too. That don't come on when they make these picks and do all this talking and yada yada yada, and then the team it's the exact opposite of what they say. They come on with all excuses, but they don't say, "Well, yeah, I missed that." If they don't say that. So there you go. So those are my picks for the day. Got the Texans beating the Patriots 24-20, and I got the Rams over the Bears 30-20. Before I get out of here, got to talk about the NFL head coaching things. Again, someone mentioned in the chat the Falcons have hired Kevin Stefanski as their next head coach. So now it's down to 7 openings. It's because the Giants finalized their deal with John Harbaugh on yesterday, 5 years, $100 million. So he is the next head coach of the Giants. So the Falcons and the Giants now have their head coaches in place. So now that leaves openings at Cleveland, Baltimore, Las Vegas, Arizona, Tennessee, and Miami. So there you are. There we are. Can't believe. Well, he didn't leave, M-Threat. They fired him. You can't believe Harbaugh left. He didn't leave. They gave him the pink slip. Now, Mike Tomlin stepped down with the Steelers. Oh, Pittsburgh. I kept left out Pittsburgh. Got to put them on my list. Pittsburgh. So those are the openings. No, the Ravens hadn't hired anybody yet. Nobody yet. Stidham is winning MVP. That's what Kevin says. Yeah. Thank you, Robert. I forgot. Pittsburgh. Yeah. Yeah. So those are the openings. So what do you guys think about Atlanta going with Kevin Stefanski? Y'all think that was a good move for Atlanta? And what is the most attractive job out there? That's my next question. Out of these openings, Pittsburgh, Miami, Tennessee, Arizona, Las Vegas, Cleveland, and Baltimore, what's the most attractive job out there now, outside since Atlanta and New York? B5A say Tennessee with young quarterback Cam Ward. Okay, I can see that. Robert says Baltimore, Tennessee. I agree, Robert. Cleveland got a young core, so Gabriel thinking Cleveland. 4098 says Baltimore. Baltimore is the best bet. Yeah, with Lamar Jackson. I can see that. If I had to choose the two probably most attractive, I would probably go with Tennessee and Baltimore. And because Pittsburgh could be, but we don't know who's going to be their quarterback. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. It's the fans. Yeah, Cleveland organization is his nightmare. Papa Tucker says the Ravens. I would if Pittsburgh knew who their quarterback was going to be, I would probably say Pittsburgh, but I would have to say out of all of them, I would have to say Baltimore and Tennessee at this point. Arizona is kind of up in the air. You don't know what they're gonna do with. Is their quarterback coming back? Do they want to keep Kyler Murray, or are they looking to trade him? There's been rumors that they're looking to get rid of him. That is Kyler Murray. Chris says it's a toss-up for me. The Las Vegas Raiders may be now. That's kind of iffy too. Their quarterback situation, but they got the first pick. Marcus says Ravens, but Miami for the weather and taxes. Okay. Gabriel says Arizona, a tough spot because of the competitive division, hard to compete. So it's going to be interesting to see who some of these are. They going to go with, these organizations? Are they going to be trying to hire retreads? When I say retreads, that means coaches that's been coaches at other places. Or are they going to be looking for the next hot shot coach or offensive coordinator that got the eye on, or defensive coordinator they got their eye on, or a college head coach? I was reading yesterday that Indiana Hoosiers head coach Cignetti said he's not interested in the NFL whatsoever. He said, I'm a college guy. And I get that. He seemed to be more of a college guy too. So I get it. So it's going to be interesting to see what these teams do to try to fill that. Where does Hafley go? Robert, good question. He's got some interviews with a few teams. Will he be that guy? I actually like Jay. I like Hafley. I don't want to see him go. I don't want to lose him as a defensive coordinator, but I get it. Texans versus Seahawks final score 6-0. Stop it. Cignetti was our coach. Who's speaking of which, that big national title game is going down tomorrow night. Indiana and Miami is going down in Miami, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm definitely going to be watching that. So we'll be turning our eyes to that on tomorrow night. But on today, we're going to be talking. We're going to be watching NFL all day. My guy Deshaun Williams, my good brother Sean, says Baltimore is the most attractive in his mind. I think a lot of us probably agree with that because of don't pull it up. But again, my good brother Sean says Baltimore. Then he also says, why would I swim to a sinking ship? That's the way the NFL teams are. That was my good brother Sean Williams over on Facebook. DT says -6 to -3 Texas. Talk about the weather. So again, I'm Kendrick, the sports guy. I'm gonna get out of here. So again, got NFL football going on today. I may pop in and do a live after the Texans and the Patriots game just to get my reaction. But if not, I definitely will do a follow-up on tomorrow. And again, my name is Kendrick, the sports guy. You can catch me here every weekend. I come on early a little bit, talking NFL, talking all kind of sports, and doing all that kind of stuff. I appreciate everybody watching. Thanks for it. And before I get out of here, I got to say I dedicate this show, man. Today would have been my first cousin by blood, but he's my brother by relationship, Larry Walker. He would have turned 58 years young today. But we lost him to senseless gun violence almost 30 years ago. He was like my big brother. Our born days are only a day apart. His born day today, he would have been 58. And actually, my born day is tomorrow, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I had to sink that in there. Tomorrow is my born day, but I dedicate this show today to my big brother, Larry Walker. May you continue on your peaceful journey and happy eternal born day. And you're always rolling with me, big bruh. I'm always going to lift you up. Your memory is going to always be with you, boy. So again, appreciate that, Anthony. Thank you. Appreciate the love. And again, tomorrow is my born day. I will be the ripe old 57 years old. It'll be my 57th trip around the sun. So I'm going to watch the national title game somewhere celebrating my 57th trip around the sun. I appreciate that, Anime. Appreciate the love. Appreciate all the love everybody gave me. Again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. You can check me out here every Saturday. Go check out some of my content that's already posted right here on my TikTok page at Kendrick Henderson 51 as well. You can subscribe to my YouTube channels. Those channels are TFG Sports and Media, as well as Kendrick Sports Hustle. Doesn't cost you a dime on YouTube. You can like and follow them both on Facebook if you are on that platform. And you can also follow me on Instagram at KDrick1969. So again, I'm Kendrick, the sports guy. You guys enjoy your football Sunday. Enjoy your MLK Day off as well tomorrow if you have that day off. Be safe out there. Stay warm if you're in the Chi-Town. You in up north, period, on the northeast. Y'all be warm. Again, we got some good football coming up. You guys enjoy. Appreciate that, Anthony. Appreciate the happy born day salutation. You guys have a good one. We will see you on the other side and on the next live stream. Deuces. All right, Facebook, YouTube, my good brother, Deshaun Williams, man, appreciate you popping in and commenting. Appreciate the love, man. Make sure you guys share this to all your social media platforms as well. If you haven't subscribed to the channels, that is TFG Sports Media, as well as Kendrick Sports Hustle on YouTube. Make sure you like and follow them both right here on Facebook and YouTube. And also follow me on Instagram at Kendrick1969 and on TikTok at Kendrick Henderson51. Man, if you ain't on TikTok and following me, you missing out on the treat. My chat over there, it goes down in the DM. Not like that, but it goes down in my chats. We have a good time over here getting it in. So if you haven't followed me on TikTok and you are on that platform, man, go follow your boy. I'm almost at 4,000 followers on TikTok. Almost. I was trying to get to 5,000 by the Super Bowl, but that ain't going to happen. But I'm almost at 4,000 followers, man. Come help your brother out. Share this. Share this live stream. Comment, share it to your social media platform. If you don't like sports, that's fine. But it's somebody on your friends list like him, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm just a brother that loves sports doing this thing. So again, you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday football. Again, it's MLK weekend. If you had a day off, enjoy, do something of service to your fan. And again, I dedicate this show to my late brother, my first cousin by blood, but my brother by relationship, Larry Walker, who we lost to gun violence almost 30 years ago. He was only 28. He would have been 58 years old today. And it just seemed like it's crazy. We're supposed to be talking about our grandchildren and all that, but he is not here physically, but he's here in spirit. So happy eternal born day, big bruh. Peace, love, and light to you. Continue on your peaceful journey. And happy born day to me. Happy early born day to me, because mine is tomorrow. So I'm just gonna say, I'm like Snoop. When Snoop got the Hollywood Walk of Fame, he said, I thank me. I'm thanking me for my born day that's coming tomorrow. The good Lord let me see it. And I'm thanking the Most High for it as well, for allowing me to see my 57th trip around the sun. So again, you guys have a good one. We will see you back here sometime in the next couple of days. You can catch me here every weekend, early on Saturdays, Sundays. I'm Kendrick, the sports guy. We'll see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Deuces.